It's me, MicheleMarieDalene. Yeah, we're in the old studio today. Gus, I just want to take a break from the new studio because it has a habit of actually getting on my nerves. Besides that, the cats like to come up here anyway. This one especially. So, I did some experiments with my iPhone yesterday, last night, which, I had a couple of unpleasant results, but they were not terminal. But I do have to tell you that that there are people who try to use programs such as Tiny Umbrella Red Snow to save their signature file so they can downgrade to an older version of iOS. I tried to do that and I couldn't. Unfortunately, since I no longer have the signature file for the, even though I did save my SH blobs, I could not get even replace my existing iOS on my phone with a newer version. Could be done, but I want to reinstall the same one because I never know if my phone is working right or whatever. And to my dismay, I found out that it was not necessarily feasible to do that either. It wasn't impossible, it just wasn't feasible. So I want to talk to you real briefly about a couple things about Apple products that, yeah, I'm an Apple person. Am I a fanboy or a fangirl? No, not necessarily. I use my Apple Macs because it lets me get things done in a relatively sane period of time. Unless you're done with Final Cut Express. In that case, all bets are off the table. It's true. It's true. The biggest problem that we're having right now with any of the different operating systems available is we're going to be trying out the Bluetooth thingies when they come. I bought two different things. I bought a larger Bluetooth speaker that's based on the Jambox idea. It's got an SD card slot on the side. It's got a regular auxiliary input for a regular Walkman, like a tape player or whatever, a CD player, or even a regular iPhone, without using the Bluetooth, which will allow us to save battery power. It also has a few other features that I do find interesting. However, the problem I'm running into with all of these products is that Apple doesn't make it always easy. Excuse me, friend, you're doing it to me even over here. It does everywhere. Well, at least over here I can say get on the couch. Okay, there we go. Because you're blocking the microphone. That was another thing we had a problem with in the last video was as we had our audio processor set too loud for the sound coming in, so it was really clipping really bad. I went into the settings of the Formac FS10 and turned the gain down by 1 notch, which may now make it a little bit too soft. I don't know. We'll have to find out. Everything else in the studio is set the same. I noticed that when we were watching the video with Dory and me is that we were kind of, blowing my ears in. We were over-modulating, and of course we didn't have a choice but to put up the video we had. There was no way to do a redo, and so we did that. We put the video back online, and we're all set. And as you can see, I put on a little bit of weight again. I'm hoping to lose it, but be patient, okay? I'm having a lot of stressors in my life, pretty much coming to an end because I passed the Section 8 inspection, and my landlord is renewing my lease, and it's two of the big ones. Ed and Tony are, as far as I understand, are situated where in an environment that is more productive for them. And that's all I know about their situation, because I called them and they never called me back yet. So I don't know what they're doing. Sherry suggested to me that I should buy an iPad. Well, I looked into a few iPads that I had on my consideration list. iPad 3 was the third generation, sometimes known as the last one with the standard 30-pin connector that is compatible with my iTunes. And if you're going to suggest I upgrade my computer, just to get a newer iPad that has the lightning connector, you're crazy. It ain't gonna happen, okay? Because I can't afford to do that. You know, it's not like, you know, I'm rolling in the dough here. In fact, this month, because for a variety of reasons, our budget is really, right now, we're gonna be running on exhaust fumes for the rest of the month. We have about 3 whole weeks left, and already I can see that we're going to have to be very careful with the budget. I'm talking about what's in the bank. I'm not talking about the credit cards. I want to leave those alone because I want to use that money for other things, like paying off the bills, and for also the upgrades to anything that needs to be done that there's not enough money to do it. Sometimes I get a little bit frustrated with all this computer stuff because it takes so long to do everything. It's not easy becoming a creative person like this, and it takes time and hours of pain and lots of tears in some cases. Sweat, definitely. Blood, not really blood, but you know, it definitely does have its, you know, time when you feel like you're pushing the envelope, and everything doesn't seem to be coming up right, and it's just messing up everywhere, and you want to basically restart, but you can't because there's no way to restart because it's just not an option. For example, that video with Dory was a good video. I had to work really hard to fix the imperfections of it. I worked on it, I grovelled, I scraped, I grumbled, I yelled like a angry tomcat. I mean, more like screamed at it. I had to play that too. But sometimes I think that when I think some ways I'm pushing the envelope just a little bit too hard because I'm not getting the results I really want consistently. And I'm wondering if maybe I'm just going about this all wrong. I don't know. You know? So let me ask you this question before we get too carried away, before the sun sets and then blinds me. What kind of videos do you really like? Because you know something? I really have run out of ideas. No matter what I do, no matter how much I say I have a plan, some days I don't have a plan at all. It's just, I want, you know, to go so far, and I want to do so much, but I'm not sure if I have the resources to do a lot of things I'd like to do. But you know, you guys are my audience, and you're the ones who watch and watch the videos and listen to your list and streams. So you know what I'm getting at. I really look forward to hearing from you and suggestions and everything like that. So please, leave some below. Alright? It'll be great if you would, you know, leave me some suggestions or comments, because then I can get back to you, you know? And like I said, it's been a hard day. I slept late. I finally am gonna try to get things done that I gotta do. And well, as I said, we use both studios, the multimedia studio and the studio. We actually alternate between them on occasion, depending on situation. But right now, the biggest problem is the sun's starting to come through the window, and because the sun is starting to get ready to go to bed for the night. And so, very shortly, I'm not going to have the sun in the same location, and then my exposure levels are going to change again. So let me also remind you tonight that we're going to be having, the next week or so will be cooler. Temperatures will be expected for New England, especially Winston area. Expected highs will be in the low 20s, and the nighttime lows will be in the low 10s for the next few days. Up in the Midwest, northern Midwest, such as over there by North and South Dakota, Wyoming, and Montana, you may see temperatures cold enough to start seeing frost. So that doesn't really mean much to most people, but it's very possible that you could see frost, and you need to be ready for that. That's because the Arctic air is setting up to give us a decently cool autumn and winter here in the Northeast. Now, in the Northwest, where Chris Perlow lives, you're not going to have much snow, Chris. You're not going to have much cold, but for us here in the Northeast, it's going to be glorious. I'll tell you that much. Alright, so that's it for now, guys. Bye-bye.